My name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about data privacy and sensitive location data and the recent FTC X-Mode Outlogic case. So the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, actually had an order that prohibits this particular company. It's actually X-Mode and slash Outlogic. I believe X-Mode may have gone out of business and they transmitted their data to Outlogic. But these two organizations, they were prohibited from selling or sharing location data that is of a sensitive nature. I know in the past, people had not really thought about location as being sensitive data. I think if people haven't got the memo, it's very clear that the FTC does consider location data to be sensitive data. And because this particular data broker was selling sensitive data of people, they really, threw the hammer at them about this and actually prohibited them from that sale or sharing of that location data. So the types of data that they consider sensitive in nature around location will be like houses of worship, health clinics, gathering, maybe, for example, LGBTQ plus events, any type of sensitive data around someone's activities and them going to maybe some places where it will cause them some type of harm or discrimination. X-Mode was told that they had to delete the sensitive location data that they had. They have to create a log of some sort of all the types of sensitive locations that they cannot gather data from and make sure they're cross-referencing that with any other information that they have in the future. They put, for this particular case, they said that the burden of consent of someone opting in is really on the data broker. And if they are receiving data from another company, they're supposed to make sure that that data has the proper consent as well to be able to track someone's sensitive data location. Also, they want to make sure that if X-Mode or other companies like it, if they decide that they want to do de-identification, they need to make sure that that data, even if they pass it on to a third party, cannot be used to re-identify someone. They're also forced to be able to create a data privacy program and create a retention schedule, in addition to making sure that they're documenting any informed consent that they receive for data that they collect. This is a blockbuster type of case for anyone who does any data brokering. This should definitely be a wake-up call that, a lot of the days of being in the shadows are in the past. So if any company is collecting sensitive location data and you're not changing your behavior, the FTC may have a thing or two to say about this. There is harm that can happen to people as a result of this type of data gathering. We're seeing it in other things like apps, where apps are tracking people where they're running, for example, and we've seen people actually be harmed because maybe they were stalked or different things like that. So sensitive location data or location data is a serious issue. And so companies that have not got with the program or understood that they need to change their ways will definitely have a problem in the future. So not only a problem with the trust of people, but also regulators who are at a federal and state level looking very, very closely at companies that collect data and how they receive that data and what they do with the data once they have it. That's it. Thank you.